Hey everybody, it's Kent. We are live. Sorry I'm a couple seconds late. Been a busy day. I just got back from town, picking up some books from a local picker. So I'm gonna run through all of my packages I've been saving up for the last week. And then I'll show you some of the books I got here locally. I haven't been buying too much exciting stuff lately, but there's a few gems here. Hope everyone's having a great Tuesday. Here in Wisconsin, it's been pouring for like the last couple hours, and then we got a bunch of snow too. So it's kind of a slushy, dirty mess outside. Oof, okay. There we go. Does the sound good? Can you hear me all right? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Looks like 14 boxes to go through today. And then I'll show you, I got 4 boxes of books down there, the ones I bought locally. So show you those too if we have a little time. All right, I think we're good to go. Start with this box right here. All right, looks like we have our new cookbook and household receipts. Our new cookbook and household receipts, carefully selected and indexed by S. Annie Frost. Let's see if there's a date on that one. Copyright 1883, cool old cookbook. See what we got. We got a chapter on soups, fish, sauces and pickles, meats, vegetables and salads, puddings and pastry, creams and desserts, preserves and jellies, cheese, butter and eggs, bread, biscuits, cakes and yeast, beverages, invalid cookery, miscellaneous, weights and measures, and then index. Everything you need in a cookbook. How to cook lamb. Chocolat blanc mange. Is that French? To preserve hedge pears, pears for the tea table, blackberry jelly, blackberries, Greenwich jams. Let's see what we got for cakes. We have prune cake, French jumble, soft jumbles, coconut jumbles, cookies, butter cookies, good cookies, and ground rice cookies. Delicious 1883 cookbook. Let's see, I'll set that over there. All right, up next, looks like we got a huge leather Bible. Beautiful binding, really nice condition. You got the clasp, appreciate that. Nice gilded edges. Again, a pretty binding on that one. Let's see, it's Harding's edition. Don't remember what year that one is. 1859. Not sure why the title page is in front of the end paper. Should be right here. Guess the title page is detached on that one, but a nice 1859 Bible. Really pretty binding. I like that. Let's see, set that up there. packaged nice securely. I always appreciate that. All right, here we have a nice copy of Ladies Fancy Work. Oh, and there's even a little sample of not sure what exactly that is. Lacework, I guess. Ladies Fancy Work, Hints and Helps on Home Taste and Recreation by Miss C.S. Jones and Henry T. Williams. Published in 1883. What a pretty title page. Cool book, 1883, on Ladies Fancy Work. Not sure what exactly those are supposed to be. Oh, that's a pretty owl. Cool book on crafts. Bags and bags and bags. I always appreciate when they package them securely. There's actually quite a few people on eBay that will just throw a book in a bubble mailer. I usually wrap it in newspaper or bubble wrap and then put it in a bubble mailer. Or people mail books in a box and they just chuck them in there with no kind of packaging, nothing to keep it secure, so they're bouncing around in the box. But I don't care how they get shipped here as long as they make it here in good condition. Telephones and Telegraphs, 1902. Oops, see if I can get that to focus. Come on, camera, focus for me. Nope, not going to focus. Telephones and Telegraphs, 1902. Let's see what we got. All right, this is a report of the Department of Commerce and Labor, Bureau of the Census, North and South and North Dakota. Special reports, Telephone and Telegraphs, 1902, published in 1906. And this one has some really cool illustrations of different telephones and telegraph parts. Ooh, look at that. That's a telephone exchange from back in the day, from the early 1900s. And then lots of statistics, not all that interesting. Why isn't that focusing? Is my lens dirty? Everything you need to know about the telegraph and telephone. Ooh, what is that? A typewriting telegraph system. Fancy. And that top one is a stock ticker. The new fast stock ticker. This is the Telegraphic Department, Fire Alarm Headquarters in Washington, D.C. And then up here we have automatic repeater, an automatic line tester, and multiple pen register, and a manual dial transmitter. Oh, there's a cool old telephone. Again, from around 1902-ish. Very cool. I like that one. I like old books on technology and inventions. Hope everyone's having a great Monday so far. I'm doing this one a little early. I want to take a little work break before I do my eBay stuff tonight. Well, that is kind of an ugly book. Let's see why I bought it. occasionally I'll buy like beat up, dirty books like that if they're interesting enough. This is a receipt book of Dr. Chase's recipes, and it was published in 1865 in Ann Arbor, Michigan. So it is a cool Civil War era recipe book. This book has everything on farming, medicine, veterinary medicine, metal work, leather work, and then obviously cooking and baking, that kind of stuff, brewing, candy making. It's in German, so I can't read off the list. It has stuff on gun making, jewelry repair, all kinds of cool stuff. And it's a pretty beat up old copy, but it's a Civil War era recipe book, so I'm sure I didn't pay too much. I hope I didn't pay too much for that one because it's pretty ugly condition. Let's see what this little bugger is. Feel free to hit the like button or leave a comment if you got any questions. I'm just working on showing off. I think I had 13 packages of recent online purchases, and then got a pile of books here on the floor that I got locally. So I'll show those off a little later in this video. Most of these, for sure, all the ones on the floor, those are all going up on eBay next week, as well as some of these online purchases will also be up on eBay next week. eBay seller Animal at 52. I'm not sure what this one is. Again, kind of an ugly book. Let's hope it's something interesting. Scientific Dialogues Intended for the Instruction and Entertainment for Young People by Reverend J. Joyce, published in 1815. So cool early science book. Let's see what we got for... Oh, I don't see a contents page, but it looks like we got mechanics. Got chemistry. Mechanical powers. Oh, the diurnal motion of the earth. So it looks like we got geology, we got the seasons, we got the equation of time. Oh, that's a very suitable topic. Leap year. James says, before we quit the subject of time, will you give us some account of what is called in our almanac a leap year? Tudor says, I will. The length of 1 year is, as you know, measured by time, which the earth takes in performing her journey round the sun in the same manner as the length of the day is measured by its rotation on its axis. Now, to compute the exact time by the earth in its annual journey was a work of considerable difficulty. Julius Caesar was the first person who seems to have attained to any accuracy of this subject. And as you know, it's 365 days plus a quarter, so that's why we got a leap year every 4 years. Charles says, do you mean the first Roman Empire, who landed also in Great Britain? Tudor, I do. He was not less celebrated as a man of science than he was renowned as a general. As to him is said, blah, 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 blah. Let's see, Tudor, it is known by dividing the date of the year by 4. If there be no remainder, it is a leap year. Thus, 1799 divided by 4 leaves a remainder of 3, showing that is a third year after leap year. Blah, 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 blah. That's the history of leap year. Oh, we got the harvest moon. We got Venus. Looks like we got a chapter on Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, comets, the sun, fixed stars. Oh, here we go. Here's the index. Matter, the attraction of cohesion, gravitation, the center of gravity, laws of motion, the lever, the wheel, the pulley. So you got some physics stuff. The wedge, the screw, fixed stars, the solar system, seasons, leap years, moon, eclipses, tides, harvest moon, Mercury, blah, 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 comets, the Herschel planet. I wonder what that one is. Wonder what in 1850 they called the Herschel planet. Anyway, a cool old science book, over 200 years old. Don't think I had to pay too much for that one, so that's why I got a pretty beat up old science book. All right, up next we got the Christmas box. Nice old children's book. The Christmas box, a gift for young people. There's a woman reading a story to her children, Once Upon a Time. Let's see, Granny's Fairy Story. Once upon a time, there was a young woman so kind and sweet-tempered that every person loved her. Among the rest, there was an old witch who lived there, where she dwelt, and with whom she was a great favorite. One day, this old witch told her she had a nice present for her. See, she said, here's a barley corn, which, however, is by no means of the same sort of those which grow in the farmer's field, or those where we give to the fowls. Is that Sleeping Beauty? Or Snow White? Not sure which story that is exactly. Here we got the spring walk with a nice little illustration. Got the little Italian exile. Never heard of that one. The three ants. The walk in the flower garden. The girl clad in moose skin. I don't remember if I saw a date. Nope, I don't see a date. I would guess that's from the 1850s. In pretty great condition for being a children's book from that era. All right, here we have Life and Adventure in Japan. Life and Adventure in Japan is illustrated from original photographs by E. Warren Clark. Copyright 1878. First Sight of Japan, A Journey on the Tokaido. Life in a Buddhist Temple, Life in a Feudal Castle. Interesting contents, and I assume it's nicely illustrated. There we got a map. Look at how they spell Tokyo. Let's see what they got for other illustrations in this one. Representative classes of society. Oh, got a dried flower in between those pages. Again, cool old book on Life and Adventure Japan, 1878. Let's see if I can get this one open. Some people go a little overboard in packaging, but I guess it's better to be too secure than loose. How to read character. Why won't you focus? How to read character. There you go. Now it's focusing. How to read character. A new illustrated handbook of phrenology and physiognomy for students and examiners with a descriptive chart, published in 1885. Phrenology is the study of, they would look at your head and face and brain, try to figure out your personality traits. They look at your nose and figure out what it means about your character. There we got John Stuart Mill and Princess Alice. See, here you go. Different face structures and what they tell about you. Location. The organ of this faculty is situated in the center of the forehead. to which, when large, it gives a rounded fullness, as in figure 142. Figure 143 shows it small, taking the root of the nose as the starting point. We first come to individuality, which lies between the eyebrows. Very quackery, medical type psychology book. Get all 4 of these out of the bubble wrap, and then I'll show you them all together. I am really excited about these. These are pretty exciting. Definitely gonna want to see these books. Are you watching Patio? Are you in the chat somewhere? All right, so here we got a nice 4-volume set. Let's get them in order. This is Hutchinson's History of Massachusetts Bay Colony. Show you volume 1 first. The history of the colony of Massachusetts Bay from the first settlement thereof in 1628 until its incorporation with the colony of Plymouth, Providence of Maine, etc., by Mr. Hutchinson. This is a second edition published in 1765, it looks like. So I think this one was originally published as a 2-volume set. Here's volume 2 again, a second edition published in 1768. And actually, I just bought a set of this a couple months ago, so now I have 2. And then we have volume 3. That looks like new boards. They took these looked like original boards, but then they had the spines nicely repaired. These are new boards and new spine on this one. And then this is the history of the Providence of Massachusetts Bay from 1749 to 1774, comprising a detailed narrative of the origin and early stages of the American Revolution, again by Thomas Hutchinson. This volume was published in, what is that, 15, 16, 17, 20, 15, 16, 17, 18, 28, so much later. But this is considered volume 3 of that set. And then this one is a collection of original papers relative to the history of the colony of Massachusetts Bay. So I already have volume 1 and 2. Don't have volume 3, and I don't have this one. This again is by Hutchinson, and it was published in 1769 in Boston, which is really cool to have a American history book from that era printed in Boston. Very cool. I like early colonial printed books. That one's pretty special. Got 7 people watching. Feel free to hit that like button. Oh, Patio, what is he saying? Thanks for watching, Patio. Patio, I know I told you about this set. I ended up paying $850 for the set, so I think that's a pretty good deal. Everyone is asking $750 just for this last volume, so I think that was a pretty good deal. Those might end up on eBay at some point, but for now, I think I'll enjoy them. I figured you'd be watching, Pat. we got a nice copy of Pilgrim's Progress. I always do well with Pilgrim's Progress on eBay by John Bunyan. No date, I would guess that's from the early 1900s. Nice color plate frontispiece. Got the knight surrounded by his ladies. Don't remember that being part of the story, but another color plate. So yeah, nice copy of Pilgrim's Progress. This is a set of Civil War storybooks. It's the Blue and the Gray series by Oliver Optic. I think those are from the 1890s. Looks like we got 5 of them. I thought there was more in the lot. Maybe the rest are still coming. Let's see, Within the Enemy Lines. Part of the Blue and the Gray series, Within Enemy Lines by Oliver Optic. I think most of these were 1889. So I guess 1880s, 1890s. See if there's any cool Civil War illustrations. So we got a nice navy. And again, these are just novels, but pretty cool. Looks like we got 5 books. These are by Alphonse Daudet. That's a French. I'm always so confused on how to say different authors' names. I had to look that one up. It's French, Daudet. Looks like we got Jack by Alphonse Daudet, translated by Laura Enzer, 1896. Pretty Art Nouveau floral bindings. Let's see, Artists' Wives. Tartan of the Alps, Sappho, Kings in Exile, and then Jack, Volume 1 of 2. So, fortunately, don't have Volume 2 of that set, but I guess still a pretty book nonetheless. Looks like we got a collection of junky little books. Oh, that one's alright. Confessions of Faith. Again, most of these will be up on eBay here probably in about 2 weeks. Constitution of the Presbyterian Church in the US of A. No date, but I would guess 1840s. The Ringleader, A Tale for Boys. Let's see, that one was published by the American Sunday School Union again, probably in the 1840s. Oh, Teeter Totter. Whoa, what is going on there? There was a remarkable shyness in answering this question. He muttered out, I suppose after about an hour. The father felt his pulse. How soon after breakfast were you taken ill? That was the question. I want to see some cool circus illustrations. Cool well pump. True Courage or Useful Lessons for Little Boys, 1848. Cool little frontispiece illustration on that one. Looks like a beat up old hymn book. Hymns for Sunday School. Copyright 1860. Some people get confused. They're not actually, I suppose they're hymns, but they don't have music in them. So they're kind of more poems / prayers. Good Friday. When Jesus hung upon the tree in agonies and blood, he fixed his languished eyes on me, as near his cross I stood. Oh, never till my latest breath can I forget that look. He seemed to charge me with his death, though not a word he spoke. Almost rhyming. They're kind of pushing the rhyme on that one. Oh, that's extra junky. The Dangers of Young Men. Again, no title page, so that one's half a mystery. Oh, looks like we got a New Testament. New Testament of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, published in 1869. Again, kind of on the rougher side of condition, but that's all right. Oh, this one's also kind of rough. Out of School by Robin Ranger. Got a cool little inscription there. The Sabbath School of Blavantville Presbyterian Church presents the testimony of their kind regards to Emma Borgert for good behavior and improvement while attending our school. October 16th, 1864. Cool little school gift, Civil War era school gift for Emma for good behavior. Here we have Jenny McDowell, again by the American Sunday School Union. Circa, oh, I need to sneeze. Circa 1840s. Here we have the Christian Scripture Directory by Reverend John Williston, 1841. See, Directory 5. Shun the company that shuns God and keep the company that God keeps. Look on the society of the carnal or profane as infectious, but reckon serious praying persons the excellent ones of the earth. Cool old religious book. And again, for being from the 1840s, it's not horrible. Love's Whisper, A Token from the Heart, 1864. Looks like a nice little book on poetry. A little gift book that you would have given to your friends. Looks like a lot of poems on love and affection and friendship, courtship and pride. Oh, the dead wife. Yikes. All right, 2 more big boxes. Then I'm going to show you the ones on the floor. This one is from the UK. Came from bookseller Weatherbury, I think is their eBay page. And then they also have a website. It is puddletownbookshop.co.uk. I think, yeah, they sell on eBay, A-Books. They have a website. These I actually found on their Instagram. Sent them a message real quick, and they got me a price, and I snagged them up. I'm actually pretty excited about this set. Let's see if I can get them open. These are annual registers. Looks like we got the years 1762 and 1764. 1763 one, I think, that had maps. Maybe 1761, I don't remember. Neither of those. I wasn't completely sure what condition these would be. There we got 1783. The annual register, it was a British publication that came out every year. We got 1767 and 1766. Here, I'll show you a title page. Annual Register, or a view of the history, politics, and literature for the year 1766. It's a third edition, published in 1778. Some of these aren't all that interesting. They have lots and lots of contents on mostly what was going on in Europe. They were constantly in the 18th century, they were constantly at war with someone over there. I guess they started exploring India, parts of Africa, Australia, 1763, 1765. Some of these have interesting... Oh, this one does have the map. Very cool. The 1763 one has 3 maps, I think. I'll show you those. It's a 5th edition, published in 1782. So, the ones from the 1760s have some contents on the French and Indian War. Let's see here. We have an accurate map of the seat of war in the Kingdom of Prussia, as also in Bohemia, Lasadia, Silesy, Saxony, and Westphalia. Not a geography whiz. Next, we have a map of the seat of war on the coast of Malabar and a couple other places in the Empire of the Great Mongol. Let's see if I'm going to have to show you that one sideways. And then lastly, or actually, no, there's 2 more maps. One of these is, I think, of North America. Let's see, here we have a map of the British dominions in North America. So that one's pretty cool. Looks like mostly New England. So the first edition would have been, I think, in 1764. This is a, 5th edition, published in 1782. So it's still really cool. Oh, here we have East Florida. A little view of East Florida. That's pretty awesome. Again, it's mostly New England, but it does go down to, looks like they got Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia. Check out what they had for the Midwest. Got the Great Lakes. Michigan's a little bit wonky. Wisconsin's a little bit wonky. What do we got? We got the Fox River. Got the Mississippi River over here, a little far over. Looks like you got the St. Croix River there. That's pretty cool. They don't have any cities listed in Wisconsin. That's kind of disappointing, but I guess this was map from 1781. Pretty cool. One more map. I don't remember what this one was of. Let's see. A new and correct chart of the seat of war on the coast of France, Spain, Portugal, and Italy, with adjacent coasts and islands in the ocean and Mediterranean Sea. So there we got Spain, got France up there, got the Mediterranean Sea down there, got part of Italy there. And again, most of these annual registers just had all the political going-ons, mostly in Europe, but that one does have a map of North America, so that's pretty awesome. Very cool. Honestly, I saw it was a picture of a table full of books on Instagram that they shared. I think Weatherbury, B-U-R-Y, Weatherbury is their account on Instagram. I think it is. Their website online is puddletownbookshop.co.uk. So they posted a picture of a table full of books on Instagram, and I messaged them because I saw a few annual registers, and they messaged me back, and I think there was 24 of them or something, and I liked the price, so I bought them. And I didn't even ask about the condition, but these are all much better than expected condition. Here we have the annual register for 1758. 61, 59, and 1780. See what editions some of these are. Let's see, the one for 1759 is a 6th edition published in 1777. Again, it's just a British yearly magazine or book, not a magazine that shared the mostly political stuff, but they also have reviews of books and literature. They have stuff on medicine and science and philosophy. Let's see here, we have 1775, 1774, and 1779. So the 1779 one would probably have lots of cool contents on Revolutionary War stuff. Let's see, chapter 1 is the retrospective view of American fairs in the year 1778. Expedition to Bedford, Fairhaven, and to Martha's Vineyard. Admiral Montague dispossesses the French of the island of St. Pierre. Lord Cornwallis advanced in the enemy's country on both sides of the North River. Surprise of Baylor's light horse. Let's see, chapter 2, review of conciliatory measures pursued by the Commission for Restoring Peace in America, and attempts to open and smooth the way of negotiations by private communication and correspondence fails in the effect. Represented by the Congress. Chapter 3, Island of Dominica, taken by the Marquis de Broglie, governor of Martinico. State of the French fleet at Boston. Riot between the French and inhabitants. Desperate riot between the French and American sailors in the city and port of Charleston. So again, really cool stuff on Revolutionary War history. Again, this was a British publication, so it was all from their point of view. All right, here we have another nice lineup. We have annual register for 1777, 1778, 1782, 1781. So again, those probably have some interesting Revolutionary War contents. Okay. Whoa, something's happening on eBay. I'm getting an eBay notification. All right, here we have the annual register for 1768, 1772, 1773. All right, here we have the annual register for 1770 and 1776. Let's see what edition the 1776 one is. It's a 3rd edition published in 1782, and this one's really, really, really collectible because the annual register for 1776 has the Declaration of Independence. So it's just cool to have a book from 1782 with the Declaration of Independence. The 1st edition would have been 1777, so that one obviously is much more valuable. This one's probably worth $400 or $500. The 1st edition can be worth up to $1,000. Occasionally, dealers will ask $1,200 to $1,500. But realistically, this one's worth about $400 to $500. Oh, and there's 1780. We got a couple more, but 1777 one, or 1776 one is the most interesting. And then also the one with the Constitution is also really highly sought after and valuable. There's one of the volumes has the farewell address of George Washington. That one's a little more highly sought after. The ones with French and Indian War contents, those are sought after. Stuff from the War of 1812, those ones are a little better. Here we got 1769 and 1771. Trying to think which other ones. So I think the annual register started in, was it 1759 or something like that? And I think it ran up until maybe the early or mid 1800s. So they continued in the early and mid 1800s, and those volumes are really, really unexciting and halfway worthless. But the one with the maps is really good. The Declaration of Independence one is good, and the Constitution one is really good. And actually, online you can actually usually find like complete runs of them from whatever 1759 up until early 1800s. You can find the complete run. It will usually cost you about $4,000 to $5,000. But again, most of the volumes are pretty unexciting and halfway worthless, I think. I guess it would be cool to have a book from like 1820, just with the goings on in the world. Next we have a nice set of Charles Dickens. Well, it's a partial set. I think these are from the 1766. That's A Mutual Friend, Volume 4, so that would have been in 4 volumes. I'm not going to dig these all out because they're pretty standard. We got Hard Times and David Copperfield. I think we got the 4-volume Christmas story. That one's pretty cool. But again, it's all Dickens. So I'm just going to scoot these down, and I'll go grab those boxes on the floor and bring those up. Show you some of the stuff I got locally today. I'm actually selling those on commission, so probably work on listing those tomorrow. But they won't be up until next Wednesday. Anyone got any questions while I'm grabbing those boxes? Feel free to pop them in the chat. All right, let's start with these 2 boxes. Swinton's Word Book, cool old English reading book, school book by William Swinton. Copyright 1872. So just a cool old book on reading and writing in the English language. Different parts of the sentence. Words relating to mountains and rivers. We have mountainous, mountaineer, volcano, alpine, a rivulet. What's a rivulet? Oh, a small river. I did not know that. You learn something every day. Got a channel, confluence, a basin, and a watershed, and a hippopotamus. Yeah, I guess that's related to rivers. The river horse. That's the definition of a hippopotamus. Very cool. 1872 reading book. We've got Wentworth's Primary Arithmetic. Cool old book on arithmetic. Again, a school book. Published in 1891. Oh, that's kind of cool. Lesson 32. 4 boys and 4 girls are pulling a rope. How many children are pulling the rope? If the rope is 4 feet long on the girl's side and 4 feet long on the boy's side, how long is the rope? Play that 2 of the boys and 2 girls got tired playing. How many became tired? How many were left there to pull the rope? In going home, these 8 children marched 4 in a line. How many lines did they form? Again, pretty cool. Old arithmetic book. Most of these just didn't survive very well. A lot of times you'll find these old school books in horrible condition. I mean, this one's from 1891. So it's kind of a miracle that, oh, look at that, old coins. What is the lowest coin in US money? I guess at that point it would have been, what do we got? We got the nickel, we got the dime, the half dime, the 2 cent. That's pretty cool. 2 cent silver coin. What is that? A 2.5D. Not sure what that is. We got the 1 cent. Oh, we got the 1 cent. Got the $1 gold coin. Got the $10 gold coin. Oh, that would have been $2.50 gold coin, I think. Huh. What is this? 1891. So that would have been an Indian head penny. That's a back of an Indian head penny. Pretty cool. Name other coins in their order to a dollar. How many cents equal a dime? How many cents equal a dollar? How many cents equal half a dollar? Pretty cool. Old arithmetic from 1891. This little bundle, I think I'm going to sell these all as a lot on eBay. You got Little Bears Ups and Downs, Little Bears Adventures, 4 Little Puppies, Little Bears Adventures. I think most of these are from like the 1920s, 1930s. 4 Little Kittens, Teddy Bears Come to Life, The Teddy Bears at School, Patty Paw's 4 Adventures of the Prairie Dog with the Red Coat. Look at a little prairie dog with a red coat. Kind of more orangish and green, but we'll call it red. The Dog of Flanders, The Teddy Bears in Hot Water. Yep, looks like they're in trouble. The Teddy Bears on a Toboggan. That's fun. The Teddy Bears Go Fishing. The Teddy Bears at the Circus. The Teddy Bears on a Lark. The Teddy Bears in a Smash Up. Oh, looks like a car accident. I didn't actually check the date on these, I suppose. I could take a quick look. No date, but I would guess 1920s. All right, looks like we got an old arithmetic book. The National Arithmetic by Benjamin Greenleaf, published in 1864. Pretty cool Civil War era arithmetic book. Divide 54 yards to QR3NA equally among 5 persons. Okay, I'm not sure. Yards. What the heck is a QR and an NA? It's a measure of length, I assume. Not sure about that one. All right, we got another algebra book. This was repaired. It's like the leather spine is mostly missing, but you got the spine label right there. The Normal Elementary Algebra by Edward Brooks. Copyright 1871. So again, 150-year-old arithmetic book, might have some condition issues. Elements of Algebra. Again, the spine has been repaired. Elements of Algebra by William J. Milne. Copyright 1894. Factoring. Yikes. Common multiples. Equations. The definition of an equation. When an equation contains no unknown quantity in any denominator, the highest number of factors of unknown quantities contained in any term determines the degree of the equation. No, thank you. Introduction to Science by Caldwell and Curtis. Science is constantly improving man, home, and his work. Let's see what kind of chapters we got in this science book. We got air and man's use of it, water and man's use of it, knowing and using matter, energy and work, understanding and using heat, how weather and climate affect us. Beyond the Earth. Oh, we got through space with the astronomers. We got the solar system. We got the changing surface of the Earth as a storehouse, keeping track of time and place. Some problems of plants and animals, life habits of some common animals. So it has everything. Light in everyday life, the eye, and the instruments that help sight, moving people and goods about the earth, transportation. So again, this book has everything on geology, astronomy, chemistry, botany, zoology, biology, weather, meteorology, physics. Did I say physics? Transportation. Looks like you got some stuff on the steam engine. Pretty cool. The third reader. The American Educational Readers, third reader. Copyright 1873. I do like when these old reading books are illustrated. Oh, useful metals. Metals are dug out of the ground. The most useful metals are gold, silver, copper, zinc, iron, lead, and tin, and quicksilver, but there are many others besides these. Gold is a bright yellow color and it is very heavy. There are gold coins called eagles, half eagles, and double eagles. There are also gold dollars, but they are quite small. Oh, be kind to every creature. Hum, 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 busy bee, hum around the flowers, getting in your yellow honey store for the winter hours. Hum away, my busy bee, through the summer day, while the flowers are blooming fair and the fields are gay. Do not be afraid of me, I will do no harm to thee. Again, these stories about dogs, I just really appreciate these old school reading books. Oh, little boy with a microscope. The pear tree. The bee's wisdom. A little girl once said to the bee, which she saw flitting from flower to flower, resting a little while on each and sipping the juice it contained, little bee, in some of those flowers there is poison. How can you get honey from them? Just gonna have to buy it if you want to finish that story. A Healthy Body. Looks like a cool old medical book. A Healthy Body, a textbook on anatomy, physiology, hygiene, alcohol, and narcotics by Charles H. Stowell. Copyright 1888. A lot of these old medical books, kind of starting in the 1870s to the 1890s, would have like a big section on anatomy and health and physiology. And then they always had chapters on alcohol and drugs. Obviously, anti-alcohol and drugs. But a little bit about how they affected your health. Let's see, here we go. Effects of alcohol on the nervous system. The effect on the mind. One of the first and yet one of the most terrible effects of alcohol is that it greatly weakens the willpower. The slightly intoxicated man goes around the streets singing and laughing in a very silly way. He is easily provoked, does very rash things, and becomes an object of sport to thoughtless boys. And then you got a chapter, a little bit on tobacco, a little bit on opium. Opium is more pronounced in effects than tobacco and differs both from it and alcohol in this marked respect. It may be used for years and the secret be only known to the user. The odor of tobacco betrays its victim even when from afar. The teeth and the corners of the mouth betray the chewer, while the smoker is enveloped in a cloud of his own creation. Cool old school health book from 1888. This one has the spine repaired in the cover. Can't really read it. raining out right now. Yesterday it was like sunny and 65. Today it's raining and snowing. A grammatical corrector or vocabulary of the common errors of speech by Seth T. Hurd, published in 1848. Whoops, try not to drop them. Again, most of these will be up for sale on eBay here, probably in about 2 weeks. I'm going to work on listing these tomorrow, but I'm scheduled out like a week in advance. The Fourth Reader by Reverend Richard Gilmore. Got St. Vincent de Paul, universal patron of all charitable works. Copyright 1886. See if we can find some interesting illustrations in this one. Whoop. Looks like you got a settler and some Native Americans. Pretty cool. I don't think that's German. Is it Swedish? Sometimes you can look at where it was printed and that gives you a little... Well, it was published in New York, so that doesn't really help us. Maybe it is German. Yep, maybe that is German. Cool old children's book. No date, but I would guess that's early 1900s. Got a few nice color plates. Try to stay away from foreign language books. They're a little harder to sell than English ones, but occasionally, if it's on an interesting subject or if it's illustrated, that kind of helps. The Schoolmaster's Assistant, being a compendium of arithmetic, both practical and theoretical. Christmas 1838 by Scott Forsman and Company. Oh, looks like a reprint of a really, really early book on schools. Let's see. Originally printed in 1762. This is a reprint from 1738. Let's see. On the Education of Youth, an essay humbly offered to the consideration of parents. The right education of children is a thing of the highest importance, both to themselves and to the Commonwealth. It is this which is the natural means of preserving religion and virtue in the world. And the earlier good instructions are given, the more lasting will be their impression. Pretty cool. Oh, looks like we've got an old songbook, the Boston Collection of Church Music. See if there's a date on that one. Yep, 1850. In pretty good condition. The spine was repaired at some point, but it looks like it has pretty decent binding. I have pretty mixed luck with old music books. I mean, this one's from 1850, so it should do pretty good for an old musical book to survive. I mean, generation after generation is pretty awesome. And usually they're probably a little bit worse condition than this. Someone spent a little money having the spine and binding nicely repaired, so I appreciate that. Again, music book from 1850. Here we have Harper's Magazine from 1821 to 1822. Sorry, 1921 to 1922. I'm not sure if there's anything too interesting in this one. Have to do some digging and figure out. Probably just a mix of literature and poetry, some stuff on history, and quite a mix. But occasionally, if there's a good author, if you got one with like Mark Twain or Teddy Roosevelt, that kind of makes it a little more interesting. All right, here we have a portrait of Ambrose Bierce by Adolphe de Castro. 1829 first printing. I'm not sure who exactly Ambrose Bierce is, but you got his biography right there. Looks like you got a fourth reader, another cool old school reading book. Published in 1862, so you got a Civil War era reading book. And I mean, some of these have really cool stuff written by like American founding fathers, or occasionally you'll find one with Edgar Allan Poe. I found some of them from the 1850s with The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe, and that kind of makes it a little more interesting. But I mean, there's lots of, got Daniel Webster, you got Henry Ward Beecher, you got John Quincy Adams, you got John Milton, Alexander Pope, William Cowper, Daniel Webster, William H. Seward, Benjamin Franklin. Yeah, lots of, and like, what have we got? We got a chapter on taxes. We got the character of George Washington. Got the Bible and the Iliad, human knowledge, charity, South Carolina during the Revolution, Daniel Webster as an orator, dialogue with the gout, one's by Benjamin Franklin. Got a chapter on Henry Clay. So again, these books are just loaded with cool stuff. It's like another Common School arithmetic book. Introduction to Normal Arithmetic on the Inductive System by Benjamin Greenleaf, published in 1856. So again, 1856 arithmetic book. Gospel hymns. Gospel hymns and other religious, for use in gospel meetings and other religious services, published in 1883, or copyright 1883. So just a nice old church hymn book. Steps in English. That one might only bring a few bucks, but Steps in English by John Morrow, A.C. McLean, and Thomas C. Blaisdell. This is book 1, copyright 1903. There's a nice illustration camping out. Got the American flag there in the background. That's pretty cool. Supply simple word subjects for the following predicates: winds blow, a tall tree bends, the mouse screams, birds fly, an old man sat by the wayside. Supply connecting words: boys and girls play in the fields, John and James run and jump, Mary and Flora will be present. Kind of cool that some kid used this book many years ago. 1903, that would have been 121 years ago. Child and Child Nature. Child and Child Nature by the Baroness Marensholt Bülow, published in 1894. Interesting. Spare Hours, Volume 1. It's like an old magazine. Oh, and it is bound upside down. Whoops. Someone messed up when they repaired it. Spare Hours, an interesting book of tales, sketches, and general literature for the old and young with 100 illustrations, 1867. Look at the letters. You got the N, the X, the B. Very unique illustration style on that one. Conjuring made easy for amateurs. Any illustrations on magic? Nope. Okay, trick 17. An experiment with a very mild dash of electricity in it, which will at any rate be a popular trick with most people that try it. It will do very well the 12th night or any joyous parties for young people. It does not require a large number to be present. But contrary to the usual scientific tricks, its development comes better off with one companion than a dozen. Preparation. You must induce your cousin Jemima or some other young lady who is just the age to have cut her eye teeth to consent to help by accompanying you to a room with closed shutters and no candles. Here, I'll move up there so you can finish reading that one. Got Working with Tools for Fun and Profit. That one's not very old, 1950s. Got the 1950s gentleman smoking a pipe and looks like working on doing some kind of furniture repair. Three Little Spades, published in 1868. Nothing too exciting about that one, just old children's book from 1868. We got Little Big Book, Tarzan Escapes. These were published by Whitman Company in Racine, Wisconsin. Fortunately, that one's missing the first few pages. Shucks. Electron Optics and the Electron Microscope. That one's pretty cool. Whoa, very advanced math, physics, chemistry. Definitely not smart enough to understand any of that. Cool old science book. We got the Elementary Spelling Book. The Elementary Spelling Book, an improvement on the American Spelling Book by Noah Webster. I do have a 1856 Noah's Webster dictionary up on eBay right now. This one's copyright 1866. Definitely want to check that out. It's a big, thick leather dictionary with like 1,300 pages. 1856, so it's a pretty early Webster's dictionary. Should bring a couple $100, but I think right now it's at like 45, so still pretty cheap. Manual of Bacteriology and Pathology for Nurses by J.G. Roberts, 4th edition, 1924. Whoa, tuberculosis of the lung. Some of these medical books are a little on the graphic side. What do we got? We got a senile dry gangrene of the lower extremity. Whoa. That's pretty intense. Bacterial vaccines. The bubonic plague. Not even going to try to pronounce any of those words. Readings in American Citizenship. Readings in American Citizenship, compiled by John T. Greenan. Copyright 1928. Let's see what kind of chapters this one has. Reading in Politics, Democratic Government, Americanization, Political Parties and Elections, City Government, the State Executive, the State Legislature, the State Judiciary, the National Administration, the U.S. Supreme Court, the Philippine Problem, International Relations, Hereditary Environment, Family Life in the Church, the Liquor Question, the Farm Problem, Crime and its Treatment, Poverty, Unemployment, the Trust Problem, Marketing and Prices, Transportation, Conservation of Natural Resources, Taxation, the Capitalistic versus the Socialistic Society, Organized Labor, and International Commerce. Here we got the perfect calendar for every year of the Christian era. Designed for practical everyday use by Henry Fitch, 1927. Yep, there you go. You got the whole calendar, all the holidays. Oh, we got centuries. So you got the historical calendar. brief history of the calendar. All right, looks like we got another early leather German book. Not sure about exactly what that was. Published in 1888 in Decorah, Iowa. German book on some sort of church. Just a cool old religious book. Gonna have to enter that title into Google Translator to figure out what it's about. Wills and Trusts. Got the trademark for the Union Trust Company of Chicago. Estates under wills and trust agreements, a manual for attorneys and laymen with 81 model forms by Charles R. Holden. Copyright 1928. All right, looks like this one's been nicely repaired. Again, I think it's another German book. Yep. Some sort of book on the Evangelical Church, 1857. Again, I try to stay away from foreign language books, but I mean, 1857 religious book. Someone will buy it. All right, we got How to Treat Common Ailments of Farm Animals. Barbed Wire Identification Handbook. All the different types of barbed wire and the different patents. That one's pretty awesome. And The Beautiful Life of Francis E. Willard. Sometimes I'm a little dyslexic. And yeah, me trying to read numbers. I guess I haven't been diagnosed. I haven't diagnosed myself. All right, on to the next box. You got Dumps, A Plain Girl. That's an unfortunate nickname. A Girl's Story by Miss L.T. Mead. Sounds like a bully story. A Picnic for Two. A Picnic of Two, illustrated. Got a nice little duck frontispiece. Copyright 1880, it looks like. Oh, there's another illustration. Ooh, it looks like an adventure story. We got Brave and Bold by Horatio Elgar Jr. Miss Bishop by Bess Streeter Aldrich. Again, most of these I didn't spend up any time looking up to see if they had much value. Wildfire by Zane Grey. The Great Prince Sean by E. Phillips Oppenheim. This one's really cool. The Standard American Plumbing. Unfortunately, it's has some pretty rough water staining. I don't think it doesn't smell musty, but the spine is pretty well stained. But a pretty cool. Let's see what a date on that one. 1914. So it's, I mean, cool old book on plumbing and heating and cooling. But still, I would much prefer it wasn't stained so bad. Oh, sanitary plumbing. Very interesting. And again, if that one wasn't illustrated, probably would have left it. Our Young Folks. Nice magazine for kids. Our Young Folks, an illustrated magazine for boys and girls, Volume 3, published in 1867. Yep, and it looks like it's illustrated. Cast Away in the Cold, an old man's story for young man's adventure. Swinging on the Birch Tree. The Petrarchian Romance. Check out the little frog. Frog wearing a suit. Oh, football and hockey. Again, cool. Book from 1867. Look at that, you even got the illustration of the hockey stick. The Christian Miscellany, 1881. And Family Visitor for the year 1881, third series, volume 5. What do we got? The Need Path Castle. Taste and try before you buy. What is he selling? Cheese? Looks like cheese. Giving out free cheese samples at the market. The Revolt of the Camisards. Again, I have no idea how to say any of these words. Summertime. Look at that. What a beautiful view. We got Nathalia, A Tale by Julia Kavanaugh, 1867. And this one is pretty cool. Check out that book plate. The Chippewa. Oh, my brother's sending me a Snapchat. It has a book plate for the Chippewa tribe, number 19, IORM. Pat, do you know what that means? IORM? Indian something reservation something. Indian. No, I'm not sure what that IORM. I haven't looked it up, so. But it has a really cool library book plate from the Chippewa tribe. Got the rules of the library. Rule 1. Any brother taking this book out of the library shall return the same within 2 7-day sons thereafter, or have the same renewed, provided said brother does not reside more than 1 mile from Frederick. But should said brother reside over 1 mile from Frederick, the time shall be extended for 7 sons. And any brother failing to return the renewed said book shall, within this time said, be fined 5 inches of wampum for every 7 sons. He shall retain the book after that period. Very cool. I've never seen a book played quite like that. All right, next we got Peter Parley's annual for 1886. That one's a little on the rough side, but with 16 color plates. Let's check out the color plates in that one. What do we got? Who on earth could have made that? Uh-oh, at the edge of the precipice. What time is it? I gotta check the time. Oh, 4:30. I got an hour and a half till my auctions end, so I got a little bit of time left. Ooh la la. An awkward situation. That was quite a scandalous dress for 1886. Uh-oh, a living bait. Check out that shark. He looks pretty mean. Got the nest of the tailor bird, a nest of the troupial, the nest of the little grebe, the nest of the flamingo. Wow, I didn't know flamingos made nests like that. Close quarters, looks like hunting a bear. His gun's smoking, so he should probably be reloading. An alarming squall. Looks kind of dangerous. All right, we got the Marvel Encyclopedia again. This one's kind of stained. Wish it wasn't stained, but what can you do? The Marvel Encyclopedia, a condensed library of useful knowledge, edited by K.L. Armstrong. This is the edition for 1885 and has all kinds of interesting stuff on. So there's synonyms and antonyms. There's the U.S. political history, the Civil War, mortgages, copyright, weights and measures, gems, tariffs. So there's stuff on business, and then also like housekeeping and science and farming. And then it is absolutely loaded. There's tons and tons of really cool ads in the front and the back of the book. Check out that. You got the axe and the hammer. Got drill bits. More tools. Oh, you got ice creepers. You got ice cleats. Strap on your boots. Lemon juice extractor. Wire fence ratcheter. Guns. Shovels. Hammers. Rivets and leather hardware. Got a drill and a wrench. So yeah, 1886. Oh, look at that. You got the milk cans, the butter churn, hand planter. I do love going to auctions and finding, probably would be tough to find a milk can and a butter churn like that, but I'm sure you could find planters like that. I've seen a ton of them at different auctions and estate sales. Wrenches and sad irons. More drill bits. Got some guns. The Stevens Arm and Tool Company. And there's just a few pages of ads in the front, but I'll check out that. The wheelbarrows. All right, here's an old, not 100% sure what language that is, but an old prayer book. With a really nice leather binding, pretty nice condition. I don't think this one's dated, but it's 1890s or really early 1900s. There's the Mother Mary. There's the title page. Yeah, I'm not sure what language that is exactly. But just a cool old religious book. And a really pretty leather binding. Here we got Putter Perkins by Kenneth Brown. Cool old novel on golf. Daniel Deronda by George Eliot. Early 1900s. Tam or Holding the Fort by Edward S. Ellis. Cool boy adventure. There's a bunch of books from this set. You got Rhymes and Poems, Adventure and Achievements, Stories of Legendary Heroes. I think this would have been from a set of 10 books. Looks like I only have 6 of them. Outdoor book, Myths from Many Lands. Oh, nope, I only have 5 of them. Over the Top by author Guy MP. The Outdoor Chums in the Forest by Captain Quincy Allen. Looks like it has some paint stains on the front cover. The Console. Oh, that one's cover's falling off, but it's St. James Magazine. I got I think I only have 1 or 2 of these leather ones, and then a bunch of cloth ones from the 1850s to the 1890s. I got another Boston Academy songbook. Let's see, I think that last one's 1850. Oh, this one's 1845. And again, probably better condition than the average one you'd find. But I really have very mixed luck with these on eBay. This one might bring 40 or 50 bucks, or it might bring $10. Hope it brings more than $10, but I don't know. The songbook market is just very hit or miss. Got another St. James. It's one of the earlier ones, from 1866. And this, I don't know, these St. James magazines aren't overly interesting. They have quite a variety of contents. We got cheap wines, fashionable hospitality, heraldic reform on conservative principles, the Lady's Mile, the Lost Tales of my Miltus Money, My First Criminal Case, charity. We got some poems. Queen Elizabeth's Last Parliament, San Francisco to Sonora, Socrates, A Street in Melbourne, 3 Weeks in Skye, and Waiters. What is that 3 Weeks in Skye one? Three Weeks in Skye. Not sure what that one's about. I'm going to mark it off quick. Remember to check out that one. We got a summary of the principal evidences for the truth and divine origin of the Christian Revelation, 1837. Nice old leather religious book. 15 Years in Hell. Yikes. 15 Years in Hell, an autobiography by Luther Benson, 1885. Not sure who exactly he was. School days at Fairview, quit college, law practice at Rushville, Black Knight, wretchedness and degradation, the ever-recurring spell, the Baxter Law, my first lecture, struggle for life, recovery, at home again, overwork, shattered nerves, downward to hell, a sleepless night. Not sure who exactly Mr. Benson was, but it sounds like he had a rough life. Gonna have to figure out who he is before I sell that one. I don't know if it was his law practice that led his life to be a living hell, or what the deal was. Alright, I got one more half box full of stuff, and then I'm calling it a night. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. You can throw some comments down there if you got any questions. Make sure to hit that like button. I definitely appreciate that. Another songbook, The Jubilee. The Jubilee, an extensive collection of church music for the choir, the congregation, and the singing school. New edition by William B. Bradbury. I could find a date on that one. I'm guessing 1850s, maybe 1860s. Uh, 1858. And again, pretty decent condition for being a 170-year-old songbook. Another foreign language book. Just an old religious book. The volume library. This is a big bugger. I think it's kind of a dictionary type. The volume library, a concise, graded repository of practical and cultural knowledge designed for both instruction and reference. Illustrated, published in 1914. See, we got field of education, arts and science, 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 government and law, trade and industry, universal gazetteer, the biography, the dictionary. So yeah, everything a student would want to know. All right, last few. Got a nice set of Hawkins Electrical Guide. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks like a complete 10-volume set, I think. All right, last two, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. Another arithmetic book, nice early one. Got, oh, nope, new title page on that one. So someone did some repairs on this one, and then new end papers, new title page. Progressive Practical Arithmetic by Daniel W. Fish, 1877. Last one looks like another song reading book, The Common School Song Reader by W.S. Tilden, published in 1891. All right, well, thank you all for watching. Hope you all, looks like a few of you made it an hour and 37 minutes in. Appreciate it. Have a great night. See you all in the next video.